Welcome back to News 15 today. We are joined here for Traffic Talk with Ron Czajkowski of Acadiana Planning Commission. And Ron, you have some very important topics to discuss. First up, vehicle theft protection. What are some keys to that?
The month of July is designated nationally as Vehicle Theft Awareness or Vehicle Theft Prevention Month. And it's important because vehicle theft, oddly enough, is on the rise, not just here in our state, but nationally. As we saw, over 1 million vehicles were stolen in 2022, and a quarter of those were in the last 2 months of 2022. Historically, passenger vehicles are the main target, passenger vehicles and pickup trucks. And it totaled over $8 billion of loss in 2022. So it's something that's not going to go away regardless of how vehicles are made and things that can be done to prevent it. It's still going to be an issue. So you have to kind of be proactive in what you do. And part of that is some things to consider is park in a well-lit area, okay? You know, whether it be at your house, shopping mall, grocery store, wherever, you know, if your vehicle is going to be out there after dark, then make sure it's in a relatively well-lit area. Make sure you close and secure all the windows and lock your doors on your vehicle. Every time you get out, just make it a habit, lock it up. Hide valuables. This is one that seems to get a lot of people. Purses, laptops, cell phones, iPads, anything that, of value. If you're going to leave in the vehicle, hide it. I personally recommend taking your valuables out of the vehicle.
Right.
And don't leave it there as as something that will tempt somebody. And don't leave the keys in your vehicle, obviously. No. And don't leave your vehicle running.
Right.
Where, you know, this has happened notoriously. People thinking, I'm going to just run in here for a second. They leave their vehicle running and they'll come back and the car will be gone. Yeah, so that happens.
And then you also have some tips on speeding too, because that's a big thing going on across the area.
It is. Unfortunately, we've seen a steady but significant increase in speeding related fatalities and serious injury crashes. Particularly beginning in the pandemic months in 2019 and 2020, but it's continued. So, and we see where we have people that are speeding, they're disregarding posted speed limits and stuff like that, and that's usually just the easiest way to combat it. You see the sign, drive that speed limit. We see males are notoriously more involved in speeding than females. One of the big factors is impairment. Yeah. Impairment, which of course you've heard me talk about before. I don't recommend driving impaired ever, but people who are driving impaired tend to speed more frequently. Right. And these combinations tend to end up with crashes that involve serious injury or fatalities.
Well, those are some great helpful tips. We're going to have more of this on our website too if you want any more information on both the theft and the speeding tips. But for now, we do have to take a look at the forecast out there. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time, but we are going to be tracking some rain chances for you after the break.